Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Can Carter's achievement get him arrested? The Bold and the Beautiful say Carter Walton is prepared to move ahead with his Forrester Creations preemption by any means necessary, all in the name of love. But, is he prepared to go to captivity to defend Hope Logan's honor? Then's what's passing coming week on Bold and Beautiful. Keep reading for all the details. The Bold and the Beautiful. How far will Carter Walton go to prove his love? Carter Walton's big achievement is starting to look like blatant fraud on the Bold and the Beautiful. When the Forrester Creations number cruncher started pulling out legal documents and conniving with his gal Hope Logan, observers assumed he'd set up some kind of magical legal loophole to take over the company. But that's not the case. We're enough sure his shady paperwork is breaking a couple of commercial laws. B&B spoilers tease that Carter could end up being in over his head and may have undervalued Ridge Forrester and his son Steffy Forrester. The fact that he allowed the Forresters would subscribe their life down without an alternate regard is a bit preposterous. Still, there's a good chance the Forresters could notify authorities if Carter Walton pulls the ripcord on his wild plan. Steffy and Carter have always been near, but once she learns he has been sneaking around with her nemesis Hope Logan, that will go out the window. In fact, Steffy might feel so betrayed that she pushes for Carter to be arrested for the fraud he committed at her family's company. B&B. Is Carter Walton going to jug? The odds of Carter going to captivity over this are enough slim, but it's a possibility. He's willing to sit behind bars for Hope Logan, but would she do the same for him? Bold and the Beautiful hint Hope's fidelity will come under fire soon. Is she manipulating Carter and using him? Carter's caught? Ridge and Steffy onto his and Hope's scheme? The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers show that Hope Logan and Carter Walton are presently colluding to try to get Forrester Creations to themselves. Forget Steffy Forrester and Ridge Forrester, they want it all to themselves. Presently, Carter is making his move and being led by Hope in the murk. Now, it's worth noting that Carter hasn't really dabbled in this area of life and is rather new to it. So, he's prone to mess-ups and not knowing what to say. So far, everything he has told Ridge and Steffy seems to have fallen on deaf cognizance. The Bold and the Beautiful Carter fumbling? It appears that Carter is fumbling with this task, and indeed worse, Steffy and Ridge feel to know what's going on, or at least that commodity isn't right. The way they change ganders and hear to Carter bumbling around makes it veritably clear that he doesn't really know what he's doing and is only doing it for Hope. Hope is surely pulling the strings, and Carter is just hopeless for someone to love him. After the failed connections he has been in, anything feels better than being alone. Indeed, if it means that he's going to carry achievement in Forrester Creations. The two of them together no way really made sense to begin with, but this plot has taken it to another position. B&B Steffy and Ridge's response. There are sure to be fireworks. Formerly Steffy and Ridge discover Carter's true intentions. Their responses will be enormous. Ridge will feel betrayed by his stylish friend, while Steffy will know that this whole thing was set up by Hope. She knows that she's a snake in the lawn and will do anything to get back by. With Steffy and Ridge pushing back, we could see Carter and Hope's plan deteriorate before our eyes. They're simply not going to get control of Forrester Creations. That would be absolutely insane. They would have no idea where to start and would only be a power move to hold over Ridge and Steffy. Not to mention, Ridge and Steffy are no layabouts. They know plenitude of attorneys and could presumably fluently flip this back around. What do you suppose? Could Hope and Carter actually do a good job if they get the company? Ridge calls out Carter's treason and Elektra gets cozy with Remy. Will and Elektra went on a date at Il Giardino as her snooper descried on them. Still, when Will was called back to the office, effects were cut short. That's when her snooper, Remy, made his move. He approached Elektra, who was thrilled to see him. Easily, she doesn't indeed know he's stalking her and thinks of him as a friend. Remy explained he came out to LA to get a fresh launch and to see her. Coming week, Elektra tells Remy that they'll have to hang out eventually. He tells her, count on it. This has one of those made-for-television Fellowship gone horrifically wrong pictures written all over it. Carter and Hope agreed to move forward with the plan to subscribe the LLC and take over Forrester, unknown to Ridge and Steffy. Carter made one further attempt to the Forresters to spare Hope and her line, but Steffy made it clear how she felt about Hope, who she called a whine. Carter and Hope latterly bandied their plans, but Brooke eavesdropped them. Brooke wasted no time throwing her son and Carter under the machine to Ridge, letting him know what they had done. Coming week, Ridge tells Brooke, "So your son and Carter decided to take over this company?" Coming up, Carter tells Hope, "There's nothing I wouldn't do for you." Their clothes come off, they get cozy by the fire, and it appears they eventually make love. Still, their happiness may be short-lived as Ridge confronts Carter and tells him, "I know what you're doing. I know what you're up to." Will he really tell Ridge that he knows what he's doing, or is he going to play Carter like Carter played him? Douglas refuses to visit Hope, blames Mom for helping Carter dupe Ridge and Steffy. The bold and the beautiful reveal that Douglas Forrester's view of Hope Logan could change once he finds out she's been colluding with Carter Walton on a Forrester achievement. Of course, Carter assured Hope that if they moved forward with their LLC plot, he'd be the one in charge. Although Carter wants to reinstate Hope at the company, he's hoping to cover her from the counter-reaction. Still, Brooke Logan eavesdropped Hope's involvement and dished her son's part in all this to Ridge Forrester. Now Ridge knows that both Carter and Hope are shamefaced of being in cahoots. Ridge and Steffy Forrester have formerly been talking about the difference they've seen in Carter recently. Steffy has constantly claimed that Hope has gotten inside Carter's head and manipulated him. Whether Carter's Forrester preemption kissers out or not, you can go Steffy's going to put Hope on full blast and argue that SHE must be responsible. Carter first suggested the LLC deception, but Hope really has prodded him on along the way. Hope's opinion matters to Carter, so he wouldn't have done all this if she'd said it wasn't a good idea. Instead, Hope has been acting like they've no choice but to shake up the status quo and tear down the high and potent Forresters. It's eventually Carter's decision, but there's no denying that Hope has been obliging him to take charge. What happens once this mess completely jewels the Forrester clan and the news peregrination to Douglas in Paris? Douglas could fluently condemn Hope for trying to help Carter steal the throne down from Aunt Steffy and Grandpa Ridge. Since Hope played a part in hurting the Forresters, Douglas might turn against her for targeting his family. Douglas may refuse to visit Hope once he gets updates on what she's been over to. Thomas Forrester has a history of steering Douglas toward his way of thinking, so he may fuel Douglas' resentment and leave him feeling betrayed. It's possible Douglas could go as far as rejecting Hope as his mama. Hope espoused Douglas and has been a mama to him for most of his life, but he may push her down after all this goes down. That's especially true since Douglas has latched onto Paris Buckingham as a new mama figure and indeed calls her mama. Our B&B prognostications allude that Hope and Douglas' relationship could take yet another mega hit, so stay tuned. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Hope could face further consequences than she bargained for in the coming occurrences. Ridge and Carter's preemption showdown Brooke sparks explosive drama in The Bold and the Beautiful. The week of November 25th to 29th pledges to be a disagreement of exposures, backstabbings, and high-stakes drama on The Bold and the Beautiful, B&B. With Ridge Forrester, Torsten K., and Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, locking cornucopias over a company preemption scheme, and Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, swaying the deers with her timely blow-up, the Forrester family is on the point of chaos. Meanwhile, Hope Logan, Annika Noel, and Carter's romantic trap adds an emotionally charged subcast to this saga, leaving suckers eagerly anticipating the fallout. Let's break down the crucial rudiments of this week's action-packed occurrences. Remy Price reconnects with Electra Forrester. At Il Giardino, Remy Price, Christian Weissman, continues to weave his web of deception as he reconnects with Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace. Electra, ignorant of Remy's dangerous preoccupation with her, is pleased to encounter a familiar face in Los Angeles. Remy's charm is on full display as he updates Electra on his fresh launch in LA, accessibly spinning his narrative to appear inoffensive. Electra expresses her happiness at the reunion and suggests they should spend time together, to which Remy ominously responds that she can count on it. Though Electra remains unconscious to the fact that Remy is her snooper, the pressure in these scenes is palpable. Remy's subtle manipulation sets the stage for an implicit disaster as his preoccupation escalates. Suckers can't help but wonder how long it'll take for Elektra to uncover the verity, and what consequences will follow when she does. Passion ignites for Carter and Hope. At the Forrester cabin, Carter Walton offers unwavering support to Hope Logan, solidifying their connection in an emotionally violent moment. Carter assures Hope that there's nothing he wouldn't do for her, and the two are soon swept up in a passionate hassle. Their lovemaking in front of the fireplace underscores the deep bond that's developed between them, but it also raises the stakes in their formerly precarious situation. With Brooke Logan intimately wiretapping, their private moment is about to come public knowledge. Brooke's discovery of Hope and Carter's love adds energy to the fire as she rushes to inform Ridge. While Hope and Carter remain blissfully ignorant of the storm brewing, their conduct could have far-reaching consequences, not just for their relationship but for the power dynamics within Forrester Creations. Brooke exposes the preemption plot. Brooke Logan has no way been one to sit on the sidelines, and this week is no exception. Armed with explosive information about Carter and Hope's involvement in a preemption scheme, Brooke confronts Ridge and sets off a chain response of events that hang to tear Forrester Creations piecemeal. Ridge is blindsided by Brooke's disclosure that Carter and Hope have been conniving against him using LLC paperwork. Brooke emphasizes Carter's treason but tries to alleviate Hope's guilt by reminding Ridge of how Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, pushed Hope out of the company. Still, Ridge isn't inclined to give Hope a free pass. For Ridge, the topmost treason comes from Carter, a man he considers family. This sense of particular treason heightens the intensity of Ridge's response and sets the stage for an explosive battle between the two men. Ridge and Carter's explosive showdown. The exercise videotape for the week teases a heated exchange between Ridge and Carter in the CEO office. Ridge, consumed by wrathfulness and unbelief, accuses Carter of orchestrating the preemption and betraying his trust. Carter's provocations and commitment will really come into question as he faces Ridge's wrath. This showdown is poised to be one of the week's most dramatic moments, with Ridge's fury colliding against Carter's determination. Will Carter defend his conduct, or will he essay to justify them as a necessary move for the company's future? The fallout, Brooke's blow-up and beyond. Brooke's decision to expose the preemption plot has far-reaching counter-accusations. Not only has she set Ridge and Carter on a collision course, but she's also jeopardized Hope's position within the family and the company. As pressures rise, the Forrester family must grapple with questions of fidelity, ambition, and treason. Will Ridge and Carter find a way to resolve their differences, or will this battle mark a turning point in their relationship? Also, Elektra's plot with Remy Price continues to poach in the background, promising to intersect with the Forrester drama in unanticipated ways. With so numerous unpredictable rudiments in play, the week of November 25th to 29th is shaping up to be an indelible chapter in The Bold and the Beautiful. Carter's achievement, could it land him behind bars on The Bold and the Beautiful? Carter Walton's daring preemption attempt at Forrester Creations is fueling drama on The Bold and the Beautiful. While his provocations are embedded in love for Hope Logan, the fallout from his parlous plan could have legal and particular impacts. The question remains, will Carter's reckless conduct lead to his arrest, and is his devotion to Hope collective, or is he being manipulated? Then's a breakdown of the rearmost twists in this high-stakes saga. Carter's risky move, love or legal jeopardy? Carter Walton has always been the picture of integrity and professionalism at Forrester Creations, but his recent conduct suggests he's venturing into uncharted and illegal home. The formerly pious susurrus has partnered with Hope Logan in an attempt to seize control of the family business. What originally sounded like a clever legal initiative is now looking more like commercial fraud. The shady paperwork Carter prepared, which allegedly exploits a loophole in Forrester Creations' legal structure, could violate commercial laws. By misrepresenting the document's purpose and keeping Ridge and Steffy Forrester in the dark, Carter isn't only putting his career on the line but also risking felonious charges. Ridge and Steffy's growing suspicion. Ridge and Steffy Forrester, seasoned stagers in both business and family drama, are no non-natives to power plays. They've begun to suspect commodities amiss with Carter's jest. Despite his stylish sweats to maintain his countenance, Carter's nervous energy and lack of finesse have raised red flags. Steffy, in particular, is likely to feel deeply betrayed. As someone who has always trusted Carter and considered him a supporter, discovering his cooperation with Hope, her longtime rival, will cut deeply. The particular treason, compounded by the professional trouble to Forrester Creations, could prompt Steffy to demand justice, including legal action against Carter. Hope Logan's part innocent partner or manipulative schemer? Carter's provocations feel clear he's driven by his love and fidelity to Hope Logan. But is Hope inversely committed to Carter, or is she using him to foster her own docket? Hope's recent conduct suggests a further calculating side to her character. Her amenability to engage in this scheme, despite knowing the implicit consequences, raises questions about her true intentions. Is she manipulating Carter, exploiting his passions to secure her own intentions at Forrester Creations? If the plot unravels, Hope's fidelity will really come into question, leaving Carter to face the fallout alone. Could Carter face arrest? While The Bold and the Beautiful infrequently sends characters to captivity for long, the possibility of legal consequences for Carter's conduct cannot be ignored. However, Carter could be charged with fraud, phony, if Ridge and Steffy decide to involve law enforcement. Still, a captivity judgment for Carter seems doubtful in the long term. Further probable is a dramatic battle where Carter must defend his conduct and try to regain his connections with the Forresters. Still, the bare trouble of arrest adds pressure to an formerly explosive plot. Hope's fidelity under fire. Carter's amenability to risk everything for Hope begs the question, would she do the same for him? As Ridge and Steffy near in on the scheme, Hope may be forced to choose between guarding Carter or saving herself. This brewing decision could test Hope's character like no way ahead. Will she double down and stand by Carter, or will she part herself from the reproach to avoid farther fallout? Her response will only impact Carter's fate but also review her relationship with the Forresters. Carter fumbles, Ridge and Steffy strike back. Carter's inexperience in high-stakes colluding is getting apparent. His lack of slyness and incapability to convincingly explain his conduct have only fueled Ridge and Steffy's reservations. Their sharp instincts and united front could spell disaster for Carter and Hope's preemption attempt. Steffy's determination to cover her family's heritage, combined with Ridge's fiery disposition, make them redoubtable opponents. Carter's mistakes and bumbling explanations might not only bring him the achievement but also his connections and freedom. What's next? The drama girding Carter and Hope's preemption attempt is far from over. Then's what to anticipate in the coming occurrences. Battle in the CEO office. Ridge and Steffy will defy Carter about his conduct, forcing him to either come clean or double down on his deception. Hope's next move. As pressures rise, Hope will have to decide whether to support Carter or cut her losses. Her choice could define the line of their relationship. Implicit legal fallout. If Steffy pushes for legal action, Carter could face the veritably real possibility of arrest. How he navigates this challenge will determine his future at Forrester Creations. Shifting alliances. The disclosure of this plot could shake up alliances within the Forrester family, leading to unanticipated hookups and battles. Carter's gamble, love or folly? Carter Walton's preemption scheme is a bold adventure driven by his love for Hope Logan. But as the plan unravels, it's getting clear that he may have undervalued both the pitfalls involved and the resoluteness of the Forrester family. Whether Carter emerges from this fire unscathed or ends up behind bars depends on the choices he and Hope make in the coming days. For now, The Bold and the Beautiful suckers can only watch as the drama unfolds, knowing that the fallout from this plot will leave lasting impacts for everyone involved. Douglas refuses to visit Hope. Is he condemning her for Carter's treason? The Bold and the Beautiful is no foreigner to emotional family fermentation, and it seems Douglas Forrester may soon find himself caught in the middle of yet another conflict. As Carter Walton's scheme to take over Forrester Creations unravels, B&B spoilers suggest Douglas could part himself from Hope Logan, Annika Noel, condemning her for the chaos caused by her alliance with Carter. Could Douglas's disapprobation mark the morning of a significant shift in his fidelity toward his mama? Let's dive into how this implicit fallout could affect Hope, Douglas, and the Forrester family. Douglas's perspective torn between fidelity and disappointment. Douglas has always been a perceptive and emotionally intelligent child. While he adores his mama, Hope, he's also fiercely pious to the Forrester family. As news of Hope's involvement in Carter's preemption plot spreads, Douglas might struggle to attune his love for Hope with his sense of right and wrong. From Douglas's point of view, Hope's conduct could feel like a treason, not just to Ridge Forrester and Steffy Forrester but to the entire family heritage. For a child like Douglas, who holds his family in high regard, Hope's part in Carter's scheme might make him question her integrity. Hope's bond with Douglas at risk. Hope and Douglas have participated a close, loving relationship since she came his consanguineous mama. She's always been a source of stability and kindness in his life, especially during times of bouleversement. Still, Douglas's moral compass could lead him to push back against Hope's recent choices. Still, he might choose to spend further time with Thomas Forrester and the other Forresters, leaving Hope agonized if Douglas feels that Hope's conduct have hurt the family he cherishes. Douglas's response a reflection of Ridge and Steffy's influence? It's also possible that Douglas's response could be told by Ridge and Steffy, who may inadvertently or designedly let their frustration with Hope color their relations with him. While neither Ridge nor Steffy would probably want to weaponize Douglas against Hope, their strong opinions about her involvement in the achievement could produce pressure. Douglas may eavesdrop exchanges about how Hope and Carter's conduct have jeopardized Forrester creations, leading him to form his own judgments. As a result, he might decide to take a stage by refusing to visit Hope or expressing disappointment in her choices. Hope's struggles losing Douglas's trust. For Hope, Douglas's disapprobation would be ruinous. She's always flattered herself on being a good mama and part model for him, so his rejection would cut deeply. This conflict could also force Hope to rethink her opinions and their impact on the people she loves. Is her cooperation with Carter worth the damage it's causing to her connections, especially with Douglas? Thomas's part a chance for redemption? Amid this fermentation, Thomas Forrester could crop as a vital figure. However, it might give Thomas an occasion to rebuild his relationship with his son and demonstrate his growth as a father, if Douglas turns to Thomas for comfort. Still, Thomas's involvement could also add another subcast of complexity. However, it could reignite his conflict with Hope, farther straining her relationship with her son, if he sees this as a chance to recapture full guardianship of Douglas. What's next for Douglas and Hope? Douglas's response to Hope's conduct has the implicit to reshape the dynamics within the Logan and Forrester families. Whether he chooses to defy Hope directly, withdraw from her, or seek solace in the Forrester clan, his response will have significant emotional ramifications. For Hope, this could be a wake-up call that prompts her to review her alliance with Carter and its consequences. Meanwhile, Ridge and Steffy may see Douglas's response as further evidence of Hope's deceived choices, heightening the peak between them. As always, the bold and the beautiful pledges to deliver the emotional intensity and family drama that suckers have come to love. Will Hope be suitable to repair her bond with Douglas?